Hi everyone, it's Audrey and welcome back to Chapter and Converse. Today's video is going to be a book review on All These Beautiful Strangers by Elizabeth Clayfoth. And I finished this like a week ago and I'm dying to talk about it. So I don't know if you're going to hear before or after this. It'll be obviously in my December rewind, but I needed to say so much more about this one. So I got this book, probably came in like end of November, beginning of December. I had ordered it from Book Depository and was so eager to kind of dive right into it, partially because people said it was like Pretty Little Liars meets Gossip Girl, partially because I thought it was stunning, and for some reason I'm always convinced that a beautiful book cover means a beautiful book, and I was just really excited to get into it. And I read it as part of Cloak and Dagger Christmas, and I counted it as my something new because it was brand new to me. And oh my God, you guys, like, exceeded my expectations. Like, I had high hopes and it blew right past them and kept on going. I'm not going to give any spoilers away here, so I'm going to kind of loosely talk about the plot and just give you like little nuggets of it, but nothing, no deep dives, no secrets coming out here, no twists, nothing, I promise. For whatever reason, I seem to be in this string of books where we have present day story and then we flash back to the past about how that influences what's happening in the present, and then somehow the worlds collide and everything comes together. And this book is exactly like that. So our main character is Charlie Calloway, and she is the daughter of a very wealthy, successful New York City family. And it takes place, current day is 2017. And then it flashes back to 2007 when Charlie's mom goes missing. And then it flashes back kind of another 10 years before that, which is when Charlie's parents originally meet. Sort of the main focus, so Charlie is 17 years old. She is at a private school in New Hampshire, Knollwood Prep, and she's surrounded by sort of these equally wealthy children of privilege, and her cousin is there, and it's kind of, they're juniors, and sort of the crux of the story is there is this secret society at Knollwood that she and her cousin and some other people are sort of tapped to be initiated into, and it's their story through the things that they are doing to be able to get into the super exclusive club, the A's. And this is where it gave me the Skulls vibes, if anyone else, please, has seen that Joshua Jackson, Paul Walker movie from a while ago, where it's the secret society on campus and everybody knows about it, but nobody talks about it. And they have extreme power and extreme influence. And it's the type of connections for life, you know, where they can help you get into a good school and help you get a good job. And if, you know, anything kind of goes wrong at school, they can sort of rescue you from, you know, not getting expelled or not getting in trouble. And they just sort of literally hold all the power. And the idea that you are forever connected to these people. So Charlie and her cousin Leo, of course, want to get into it. And as they're getting into it, sort of some secrets start to sort of be revealed and different connections to Charlie and her past, because her dad went to Knollwood. So you've got some sort of connection happening there. And at the same time, you have the mystery where her mom disappeared 10 years ago and no body has ever been found. So, you know, kind of half of the theory is that she ran away and abandoned her husband and her children for her own reasons. And then you have the theory of her family, which is that she's dead and they just haven't found her yet. But you are really seeing kind of a big chunk of the story through Charlie's eyes in the present day. And what winds up happening, which kind of catapults a lot of the story into action, is her uncle, which is her mom's brother, comes to her because he has discovered something connected to her mom's disappearance. And he's discovered it sort of just now and needs Charlie's help with it. And she was like 7 when her mom disappeared and probably didn't quite understand what was going on. You know, she was old enough to pick up on some pieces and you see kind of the past through her eyes as well, but also not old enough to totally understand. But now at 17, and with this coming back into her life, her curiosity is kind of piqued about it. So she kind of runs with what her uncle gives her and kind of these clues that he gives her. And it causes Charlie to start digging into the past of her mom, which of course is the past of her dad and their entire family. One of my favorite things about this book is how seamlessly the author wove together the 3 different periods in time, and how the story completely connected in a way that made total sense. There was no feeling of like that twist was thrown in just for the story, or let's try and make something a bit shocking. Everything was totally logical. I feel like the way all of these characters behaved through all 3 time periods was completely true to who those characters were. It all made total sense. And I think she just painted such a beautiful picture, sort of literally, of the scenery of the places. So you could see the houses, you could see the prep school, I could see the dorm rooms. They were on the Hamptons, they were in Manhattan. Like, all of it was very easy to picture. And then also the way she painted these characters, they were not just one-dimensional, stereotypical cookie cutter anythings. At the core of this, it is this girl who is learning about her family and learning about what her parents' relationship was, and uncovering these secrets that her family is connected to, but she's not quite sure how they're connected to, and secrets that might have led to her mother leaving, and why her mom would leave, and sort of all the things that factored into that. So she's learning things she doesn't want to learn. She's starting to doubt things that she's never doubted before, and she's starting to second guess people she's never second guessed before. And at the same time, she's starting to trust people that she never would have trusted in the past. So it's a very interesting, I wouldn't call it coming of age story, but it's more of just this girl who kind of has lived in this very protected, very wealthy bubble all of this time, and has had this very predicted life for her, where she's going to go to a certain school, and she's part of a certain lineage, and kind of everything comes into question. From the get-go, you can see that Charlie is, she's determined, and she's strong, and she's smart, and she's clever, and she's not going to fit into just some kind of stereotype, and she's not out there looking for a boyfriend and trying to change who she is so she can fit in and be one of the guys. She's competitive, and she wants to win, and she has that drive to her. And when she gets, this nugget from her uncle, she runs with it, and she's not going to quit, and she's not going to stop, and she's going to just keep pushing and fighting until she solves the puzzle and solves the mystery of it all. And she will kind of do whatever it takes to get the answers that she's looking for. And I love that about her. And I think that Elizabeth Clayhorn has just crafted such an amazing protagonist that, I would follow Charlie anywhere, because I think her story is just so great. And I think she's just such an interesting and dynamic character. And I think that in and of itself is part of what I loved about this book. And just watching her on this journey has just been so much fun to be a part of. And I cannot say enough about how much I absolutely adored this book. So, not a spoiler, but this 5-star, 100% going to be one of my top books of 2018. I would absolutely recommend this to anyone who is curious about reading it. I think it is clever, it's smart, it's really well written, it moves at such a fast pace. It's like 500 plus pages, and I devoured this. I could not wait to see what was going to happen. This is definitely one of those books that when I wasn't reading it, I was thinking about it and I wanted to get back to it, and here I am still talking about it. I will recommend this to anyone who is looking for a book to read. And I think, there's prep school vibes, there's high school vibes to it, there's, rich family vibes to it, there's mystery in the past, there's mystery in the present. There's so many things going on, but at the same time, it all makes total logical sense. Everything ties together. There's nothing kind of left unanswered, and at the same time, nothing is answered with some preposterous thing just to tie up a loose end, which I know can often happen in books, which always just irks me to no end. But I think it's a win-win of a book. I would say go get it if you haven't. I know it's on audiobook too. I haven't listened to the audiobook version of it, so I can't speak to that part of it. But reading this book was absolutely a pleasure of mine. And like I said, the cover's gorgeous, looks beautiful on my shelf. I know what this means now. I know what I know means now. I think this is just such a fun detail on the book itself. So here's the deal. If you have not read All These Beautiful Strangers, go out and read this immediately. You will not be disappointed. And if you have read it, let me know down below so that we can talk about it, because I'm dying to talk to somebody about this book. Thank you guys for spending some time here today, listening to me go on and on and on, and I will see you back here soon. Bye.